Gravy? Well, here comes the gravy train. Choo choo!
Good day everyone. So we are the group 9 and the topic or the work that we are going to discuss for today's session is all about Coraline. But before that, let me introduce to you the original author of this work. So the original author of this work is Mr. Neil Richard Gaiman, which is he was born in 10th of November 1960, and he was born in England. Now he lives in United States, and aside from being an author, he is also a comic book creator, screenwriter, and also a voice actor. He is actually a British, and in his works the genres are fantasy, horror, science fiction, dark, and also dark fantasy. And one of his works are The Sandman, Neverwhere, American Gods, Stardust, Coraline, of course, the Graveyard Book Omens, The Ocean at the End of the Lane, and his spouse is Mary Macbeth, and his present wife is Amanda Palmer, and he has also four children. Coraline is a dark fantasy children's novella by British author Neil Gaiman, published in 2002 by Bloomsbury and HarperCollins. It was awarded the 2003 Hugo Award for Best Novella, the 2003 Nebula Award for Best Novella, and the 2002 Bram Stoker Award for the Best Work for Young Readers. So Gaiman started writing Coraline in 1990, and the titular character's name came from a typo in Carolee or the Caroline. According to Gaiman, I had typed the name Caroline, and then it came out wrong. I looked at the word Coraline and I knew it was someone's name. I wanted to know what happened to her. So it was being compared to Lewis Carroll's Alice Adventures in Wonderland, and has been adapted into 2009 stop-motion film directed by Henry Selick. So now let me introduce to you the characters. So first is of course we have the main character, which is Coraline Jones. So she is the young explorer. She is curious, intelligent, resourceful, and also courageous. So Coraline is often irritated by rain, crazy grown-ups, just they all seem to be, and not being taken seriously because of her young age. She is described as being small for her age, but Coraline is not afraid to face anyone, so she is the most adventurous person in the book. So next is we have Mrs. Jones, which is the Coraline's mother. So she is very busy most of the time, and sometimes a little inattentive, but she loves and cares about Coraline. She is nice and helpful, though Coraline considers her to be rather boring. Coraline also gets annoyed with her real mother because she doesn't seem to want to let Coraline sit in. Next is we have Mr. Jones, which is actually Coraline's father. He works at his house on the computer. He cares about Coraline very much and is also kind, brave, and helpful. He makes interesting food creations that Coraline strongly dislikes. He too is usually too busy to spend time with Coraline. Next is the cat, a black cat from Coraline's world. So the cat acts as a member to Coraline and guides her through her journey. So the cat's name is Sebastian, explaining that cats do not need names to tell each other apart. He moves freely from one world to other, although he appears to be capable of talking in the other world. Next is we have the creepy character, which is the other mother. She is an enigmatic being who created much of the other world, and the primary antagonist of the novel shows she looks similar to Coraline's real mother but taller and thinner, with long black hair and that seems to move by itself, black button eyes, paper white skin, and extremely long, twitchy fingers with long dark red nails. She cannot create, but only copy, twist and change things from the real world when constructing her version of it. She collects children whom she loves possessively to the point of eventual destruction, taking their souls so they cannot leave her world and caring for them until they pass away, but wanting to feel their happiness and joy afterwards. So of course, when there is other mother, there should be the other father. So the other father in the creation of the other mother in the image of Mr. Jones, here in the other father is used to help trick Coraline into staying in the other world. So he is such much more from from I mean fun than Coraline's real father and always tries to be cheerful and fun in front of Coraline. In reality, the other father is sad and nervous. The other mother ends up punishing him for revealing too much to Coraline, but transforms him into a grub-like creature and orders the other father to trap Coraline so that Coraline cannot escape the challenge. So next is we have Miss Pink and Miss Forcible. So there are a pair of retired actresses who live in the flat under Coraline. So they own many aging Scotties, such as Hamish, Angus, and Jack, and talk in theater jargon, often referencing their time as actresses. They recognize the danger Coraline is in after reading her fortune through tea leaves and give her a stone with a hole in it to help protect her. In the other world, they are young, pretty, and perform continuously in front of any different dogs, when in the other world they are anthropomorphic. Next is Mr. Mumu. So he is a retired circus performing in the flat above Coraline. He is commonly referred to as the crazy old man upstairs. Over the course of the book he claims to be training mice perform in a mouse circus and then brings Coraline messages from them. Though at first Coraline doubts he even has mice to train and doesn't listen to what he says to be messages from the mice. His counterpart in the other world trains rats and is in fact made of rats. In the film adaptation, he is renamed Sergei Alexander Bambak but goes by Babensky. And lastly is we have the three ghost children. So they are the spirit of the children who were previous victims of other mother. So there are two girls and one boy. The boy is described as having a dirty face and red trousers. One of the girls has brown hair, a pink blouse, and a pink shirt. The other has a brown bonnet and a brown dress. They were trapped by the other mother at the different times before Coraline and reside in the dark space behind the mirror.
Good day, everyone. I am Catherine Louise Masayan, and today I will discuss with you the plot of the story Coraline by Neil Gaiman. So the story begins with Coraline moving into a new home with her busy parents. Feeling neglected, she discovers a secret door leading to a parallel world, which has her other mother that is very opposite to her mother from her real world, that is very busy and neglecting. So, the exposition introduces the main character Coraline and sets the stage for the story. She is unhappy with her new home and finds a secret door that leads to a parallel world. Coraline enjoys the other world until she discovers its dark secret. The mother traps children by stealing their souls. She demands Coraline to sew buttons on her eyes to stay forever. So the rising action builds tension as Coraline learns about the true nature of the other world. The other mother is not as benevolent as she initially appeared. and she is actually trapping children by stealing their souls. So Coraline challenges the other mother to a game to free herself, her parents, and the souls of the other trapped children. The climax is the turning point of the story, where Coraline confronts the other mother and attempts to save herself and the other trapped children. She bravely outwits the other mother and retrieves the lost souls. Coraline escapes the other world but realizes the other mother's severed hand followed her. So she destroys it by trapping it in a well. The following action follows the climax, showing the immediate consequences of Coraline's actions. She successfully escapes the other world but must deal with the lingering threat of the other mother's severed hand. So finally, Coraline reconciles with her real parents, who finally show her attention, and she gains a deeper appreciation for her real life. So the resolution is the end of the story, where the conflict is resolved and the characters are left in a new state. Coraline learns the value of her real family and life. So that would be all for the plot. Thank you.
So, good day everyone. I am Sheila and I'll be reporting the next parts of the story. Point of view of the story Coraline is told in the third person point of view. The theme of the story is about home, contentment, and courage. The film style is described as gothic, dark fantasy, and horror. The film is considered a cult classic because it is different from children's films and toes the line between fantasy, adventure, and horror. The narrator's tone is direct and sharp, while the mood is ominous. The moral of the story is about giving importance of the relationship between their children and parents. It should be given big efforts. Despite difficulties, both parties should try their best to understand and communicate with each other. Another moral of the story is about the value of patience and strength.